Ritika Singh. Welcome to another episode of The Shift by EdEdge Insights. The Shift showcases industry leaders delving into the intricacies of their fields, tackling opportunities, strategies for the future. Watch The Shift to gain valuable insights from these industry leaders and stay ahead of the curve. Today I am in conversation with Dr. Sunit Tyagi, MD InSolare. Welcome sir, it's a pleasure to host you.
Thank you.
Starting our conversation, how do you see India's renewable energy landscape evolving?
So the government has set up a very good, ambitious target of getting over 50% of energy from renewable by 2030, 500 gigawatts of renewable energy, non-fossil fuel as we call it, and a lot of it is from solar. We are well on track for it. It is ambitious, but the acceleration is taking place now in the industry. However, the ambitious nature of it requires that we start installing nearly 30 to 50 gigawatts per year of non-fossil fuel sources. That is going to require a lot of capacity building, a lot of finance to be brought to the table, and a lot of execution and approvals to get into. Land is a concern, that's a big challenge. And availability of grid connection is another challenge. And also there are issues got to do with other approvals which can be there. Regulations have to be firm. We should not be getting too many changes. And other parts such as cost, which has got to be brought down, depends a lot on manufacturing and capability to import at the right cost. Those aspects have to be taken care of, balancing the need for bringing domestic manufacturing with the need to meet the targets of installation of the power. These are some things which can be addressed, but the policies are somewhat in place, they need to be firm. That's all we can say.
Talking about the India story, where do we stand globally?
We're already one of the largest or the renewable energy producer. I think we are the third largest solar market last year. We may have exceeded the US in terms of solar capacity addition in the first 6 months of this year, but we will be there in the top 3. However, we have to keep in mind China is nearly 5x that our size in terms of how they're installing, more than that actually. So there is a lot to be done in India. If we do indeed go to the 50 gigawatt a year addition, it would put India in the very number 1, number 2 position. India has a need for energy. A lot of energy requirement is there. Our per capita is 1/3 the global average. So we have to increase the energy use. But while building it, we need to build it with non-fossil fuel. So India has a lot of opportunity and a challenge to do it right. In addition, India has to be growing its own domestic manufacturing. We cannot be dependent on others. That itself makes the energy requirement go up quickly. Industrialization will double the need for the energy coming from that sector. So there's a lot of opportunity here in India. There's a stable regime, there's a stability of financial structure, there's a huge opportunity, and there's a cost competitive market which is taking place here. India is an exciting place for renewable energy and growth today.
Definitely, sir. And when we talk about the energy efficiency, what are some of the challenges and some of the opportunities that we see when it comes to the India story?
Energy efficiency is an interesting aspect there. Right now, as a per capita carbon emission divided by the dollars or the GDP, India is actually 1/3 to 1/5 that of the industrialized nation. But overall, we have the DNA to turn off the light while leaving the room, not turn the air conditioning, leave the air conditioning on. Those are good. That frugality is good for us. However, adding sensors which will make sure that we are able to do best with the energy available would be very important. Flip side is, India has a lot of hard engineering work to get done. We have to build roads, we have to build buildings, we have to do a lot of industrialization. That's our growth ambition, and we will go down that path. When you do these, the hard to abate sectors like steel, cement, these become challenges which we have to deal with while we are trying to grow. We have a very ambitious target of getting green hydrogen into the picture. Green hydrogen mix allowing innovation in steel, or allowing green fuels like green ammonia to be brought to the table would allow us to grow along our path of ambitious becoming a developed nation soon while keeping the efficiency much under control. Innovation is needed, we are on the right track, but we need time to get that done. That would be the India story right now.
While you highlighted the green hydrogen, there are also schemes like PM Surya Ghar Yojana. So what's your take on those schemes and policies, and do you think we need more such schemes and policies?
PM Surya Ghar Yojana is a very good example of how we start affecting the bottom of the pyramid, the households. We need to, world over, solar, for instance, started with big solar farms in places like Germany, etc. But they soon realized that that is taking away land from farming. We cannot afford that. We are already a very population dense nation. We have limited farm land. We do tend to use kharab land for solar, but getting it onto the rooftops is a critical part of it. So supporting rooftop, India wanted to get about 40 gigawatts of rooftop set up, rooftop solar. We need more policies along the line of PM Surya Ghar so that the adoption of solar by the individual residences will be accelerated. And it is taking place now, it is getting commercially viable, and then with appropriate support, it will take off.
What are some of the global trends that you see?
Globally, we talked about green molecules and green hydrogen. We talked about hard to abate sectors, and they are hard to abate because they are difficult to take care of the decarbonization. Those trends will require collaboration, innovation, and technology development and transfer to scale. And those trends have to be supported. But the other big trend is everybody wants to talk net zero, everybody wants to talk decarbonization, but the funds are not yet coming to the table. And funds are not coming to the table till there is a parity in the return the funds get. Finances will go only where the ROI is there. That will come place when there is a global carbon market of sorts, which will allow pricing in of what's called these externalities in the finance sector, and then we can see the acceleration towards net zero, which is the need of the hour.
Moving to the last part of this conversation, as a leader, how do you instill sustainability in your own operations?
My team of InSolare, of now 300 odd people, have been working together for the last 15 years to develop sustainable renewable energy solutions. We are focused now on net zero solutions, where we work with our client partners to understand their net zero requirement, to help them reduce, not only by adoption of renewable energy, reduce the carbon emissions, but also by working with them on roadmap of how to bring in the changes in their processes to reduce their emissions in their product making of the product. Whether it is by adoption of the green molecule, which I talked about, hydrogen, ammonia, or whether it is by taking a more efficient approach when we are trying to electrify the industrial process, we are engaged in that. Each and every one of my team colleagues is aware of the need of bringing sustainability and sustainable solutions to the table and to the market. So it's embedded in our DNA. So we look forward to continue to do our tasks there.
Thank you, Dr. Sunit. This was Dr. Sunit Tyagi from InSolare. For more such videos, keep watching ET Edge Insights. Thank you.